Welcome to the Felt Dyslexic Artist Interview. My name is Liz Buckridge. For me, as a dyslexic artist, other artists and creatives have always been my number one inspiration. In these interviews, we talk with artists and creatives who share their stories, and we gain insight into their process from inspiration to art tips to career building and more. We're so lucky to listen to the wisdom of Anastasija Nadeau today. I'm so excited to hear about her past and future projects and share her insights on life as an artist. Hi, Anastasia.
Hi, Elizabeth. How are you?
Thank you for
This
talking
is
with us.
Ellie.
Oh, and Ellie too, right? Thank you for talking with us today.
My pleasure. My pleasure.
So, I'm going to jump right in. Describe the art you make. What medium do you primarily work in, and why do you choose that medium?
So over the years, I've started with a different. I've started. I've started and continued in a lot of different ways of expressing my art. I did pictures, and I've used different mediums for that, and I've switched to jewelry work over the years, and I continued as building jewelry and stepped away from art a little bit, and then I find myself, I go back and forth, and then I find another medium and another one, and then I keep going in the different directions as an artist. I tend to not stay in one place at the same time.
I love that. So do you work in any other mediums currently?
um, Currently, I just have been doing jewelry. So I have not been doing enough of the art. I have worked as a graphic art. This is all made by hand, and it's made with the ink and ink pen. So you just dip and you could do two little pieces of ink in there, and then you have to dip again and do it again and do it again. So it's a very detailed work. This work probably can take me about 2 to 3 months to finish in itself. Um, this is the medium that I did with pastel. Absolutely love it. And pastel is much more easier to work with. You can finish a picture in pretty much 3 sittings to 4 times, 3 hours each. So much easier to create. Jewelry is different times. It takes you to different places. You can put down the piece and then come back to it. So jewelry has been my medium now. I don't know if it's a medium. That's probably not a correct verbiage.
I think it is. So how did you get into making art? Can you tell us about your background and how you first became interested in art?
Yes. So in high school in Lithuania, I finished high school with an art major. And parallel to that, for since pretty much my middle school, I've been going to art schools in Lithuania, and art school, it's just art. You learn different mediums, you learn sculpture, you learn pen, you learn artwork, you learn graphic design, you learn pastel, you learn all of them. So when you go to art school, you're introduced to every single different art as possible. So I started in my middle school. I mean, I started way before that with my grandmother, of course, who was my person, but then we're going to get to that. But I've continued in middle school pretty strongly, developing my art, going to art schools.
Hmm. How did you get into your specific style? What themes or subjects inspire your work?
Inspiration comes from within. It usually comes from your state of mind. So it depends what you feel that day is what you want to touch, where you want to give the energy to is what you pretty much express yourself in as an artist. That's how I found myself. Like there would be evenings that I just want to do a graphic design and I just want to be in detail specifically. And then another times I will put the picture away and I'm more concentrated on the jewelry and I want to finish that piece specifically. So
I understand.
it comes from within.
Do you consider yourself neurodivergent or neurotypical?
Neurodivergent, definitely.
Oh, yeah?
I'm more like ADD kind of person that has to constantly explore something, constantly learn different venues, different things. Yes, I like to.
Have you faced any challenges or setbacks in your art career? How did you overcome them?
The only setbacks that I'm constantly facing, and even this day as an artist, not having enough time to create because I have a full-time job. So when you come home, you're squeezed as a lemon and you do not have the strength to perform sometimes or to finish a piece or even to set up your workspace in order to continue. So my biggest one is to have to find that time to create an art,
I
and you need
understand.
inspiration.
Yeah, I understand that. Where did you grow up?
I grew up in Lithuania.
Okay. And did you do art when you were a little kid?
I've started doing art with my grandmother. She was my inspiration. She pretty much said, look at this beautiful apple and draw it just like you see it. And then it doesn't matter. And then I would be like, no, I want to draw it like you, Grandma, like the way you drew it. She's like, no, 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 you have to learn from the apple, not from me. So she always, she was my first inspiration to create work, yes.
Wow. Do you have a favorite colorway for your art? And is the color or palette the same or different as the colors in your house?
The color palette is definitely different. I like more, if I am with colors, I like more brighter, more vibrant style. Even with the jewelry, I like more vibrant, standing out. Jewelry making, I make one kind of a piece. So if I made that piece specifically, I will not keep it the same. I will try to keep doing different pieces. So my style continues differently. And I would say very different than what the house is and the home is, yes.
Hmm.
I'm more in pastel colors. I decorate with pictures and with, yes. So my art is the decoration. I decorate with pictures.
You have a neutral wall color.
Neutral wall color base, yes.
Describe the space where you make your art. Do you work here or is this?
This is more workspace.
Mhm.
This is a salon. We come to workspace. I create at home. So I have a nice office space and I set it up everywhere. So from that space, I have a desk. I have a really big desk, and then I just set up the space around me. And then I have to be working from corner to corner, creating my own environment, my own space for the artwork, depending what I'm doing. If I'm doing jewelry, then I'm just at the table, working at the table.
Hmm.
But it's a very bright room. It's actually a south side, so it's a very bright room. I need the room to be very bright as an artist. I cannot tell you enough. I had a desk at the other room before and it did not work for me. Like the sunlight would come in, but in the evening, and I did not have inspiration. So for my inspiration, I need sun and I need to have light. Yes,
Hmm.
that's the biggest one.
I understand that. How did your school system support your interests in art growing up?
So school system, I finished high school with the art major. So we did have possibilities in our schools to have whether you want to have an art major or math major or chemistry and stuff like that. So I took it to the art level because I wanted to continue with art. Even though I went to art schools, parallel to that, I finished high school with the art major. Those are two completely separate schools, but I needed to have them both in my life to express myself.
Um, how do you see your work evolving or changing in the future? What do you have planned?
I don't have anything planned or pre-planned, but I see myself growing and evolving every time because I could see from the way I took myself from the graphic design to the colors to the jewelry. So I'm constantly in a state of evolving, and I'm always on the look for the next best thing to create. So I am gonna be evolving. Which direction I do not know.
I love that. Is making art an emotional process for you or a strategic process?
I would say it's more emotional because it comes from within. Everything that I create comes from within, comes from how you feel and how you want to express yourself in that specific piece. Yes.
Can you walk us through your creative process from idea to finished piece?
Which one would you like me to describe more? Jewelry or a piece of picture? Or
I
which
think
one?
jewelry, because that's what
Jewelry.
you're working on right now more.
This is what I'm working on more right now. So jewelry piece, I pretty much go in I have lots of, my jewelry is very organized. It has to be in the little um, boxes, and then you open the box and then you see different colors, and then you see different silver and gold and different stuff like that. So then pretty much you decide what you're gonna do for color. At first I decide the color, and then after I chose the color, then I choose whether it's going to be set in silver or in gold color, and then from that on I see what other colors might complement that piece. So then I choose whether I'm going to make a plain piece or more connected with different colors, and then I go for the intricacy of the piece depending. So first you choose what color and then you go.
I love that.
Mm-hmm.
How do you combine the art that you love to make and the art you sell? Is that easy for you?
I pretty much make from the heart. There's been times that I sit down and I would create 5 pieces of jewelry in one evening, in one sitting. And I'm not even thinking whether I'm going to sell them or not. I just really have that inspiration that I want to create. And once I've created, that's I'm not ever thinking about selling. Selling, I was able to display it in the salon, and I'm very thankful for that because salon helps me to showcase the work. People come and they can see it, they ask about it, and that's my introduction piece. Um, yes, but I'm not concentrated on selling. Mostly I'm creating.
I love that.
I'm very happy when it's sold because then somebody can wear it and showcase it. And I have people that have stories about the jewelry pieces that they pretty much showed me the fabric that they wanted to wear for a dress occasion or a specific wedding occasion. And I created the necklaces for them just from that.
Oh, I like that. You make
Mhm.
custom pieces.
Custom pieces, yes.
Cool. How do people find your art to purchase?
They find it at the salon. I'm not showcased on the website. Sometimes I post pictures on Instagram. I have an Instagram page for jewelry making. I have business cards for jewelry making, and then they give them away. That has an Instagram page on it.
What is the name of the salon and the Instagram page?
Name of the salon and the Instagram page, I believe, is ABU Jewelry. Let me just double check. Yes, ABU Jewelry. Mhm.
We'll put the information on the show notes.
Absolutely. And I'm hoping to do a wonderful show with Zoriana on April 29th at Brenton Hotel on Thursday, and hoping you guys get to come. And we're gonna have a beautiful Ukrainian artist for pictures, and her medium is oils, and she concentrates on flowers and does beautiful flower arrangements, and I'm going to bring my beautiful jewelry to complement her work.
Oh, that's gonna be great. We'll
Mm-hmm.
put that information in the show notes too. Can you share a recent project or a piece of work that you're particularly happy about?
A very, very recent one was my piece with the gold, and I actually sewed that piece together. So it's on the thread. It's on the stronger thread. Of course, it's not going to break, but it's actually sewn by hand with the needle and stuff like that. So some of the pieces you actually sew. I've done another piece sewing. This is the garnet with sterling silver rose in the middle. It's sewn by hand. There's like 5 strands or 6 strands of garnets sewn together into this beautiful piece, one of a kind. That piece took me a long time to make, but it's stunning. It's
Wow.
absolutely stunning.
How do you stay motivated as an artist?
I'm motivated mostly when people purchase something and then they so happy, or if I created something and they so happy to see it, just like in any work, the biggest reward is the client smile, client happiness, clients' expressions, and what you've created for them. I think that's the biggest thing that drives us as artists. I'm speaking for myself. It drives me the most because I'm very happy to see people happy wearing my pieces or enjoying them. Yes.
I love that. Are there any artists or creatives who have influenced or inspired your work?
Most of my inspiration came from the art school. Well, the first inspiration came from my grandmother, just to create an art and just to see her happy, just to see her smile when I've created something or I drew something, made me as a kid so happy. It created the biggest influence in my life. But then also, I've seen some amazing teachers in art schools that has their galleries and has created tremendous artwork for themselves. Over the years, I've met many artists that inspired me with their different styles of work. Um, I'm just fascinated by people's differences, how we all create something so beautiful, but we all are so different in way of expressing ourselves in the piece of art that we create.
That's cool. What advice would you give to an aspiring artist looking to pursue a career in the arts?
Just create. Just don't stop creating, keep motivation going, and just make whatever art you make, just make more of it. Because that's how you get better. That's how you grow, is by experiences, by trying new things, by doing new things. I think, yes, creativity. Let your creativity flow.
What is your favorite book, movie, song, or podcast?
Books. I love books that has the favorite one to read. Hmm, that's Bible was a very big. I read Bible from cover to cover at some point in my life. That was a huge inspiration because it's not an easy read, and it was the greatest achievement that I've ever achieved in my whole life. So, reading a Bible from cover to cover, trying to understand it was the hugest probably achievement in the book. I like to read a lot of business books and things like that. Non-specific minds that I can come to my mind right off the top of the head. Podcasts, I don't listen enough to. I probably should, but I don't listen enough to them. Um, movie, I love to watch movies. Count of Monte Cristo is my favorite movie.
Okay, cool. What do you want to talk about that I didn't ask?
Nothing really. I've enjoyed our conversation. I mean, the biggest thing is for anybody that does art is to create, is to don't stop creating. Let your creativity flow. And especially if you get the cute little creature to watch you while you're making it, as she was watching you today, inspecting the situation.
Thank you so much, Anastasia, for letting us into your space today. I know this isn't your studio, it's your salon, but it has a really good vibe in here too. And I felt inspired for sure. Much
Thank
love.
you. Thank you very much.
Thank you. And we'll see you next time. Thanks for listening.
Thank you, guys.
Yay.